Hey, everybody, we're here with J.R. Smith from the Veterans Ranch. This, JR, we are in the halfway point of May, a little over halfway. But we wanted to check back with you and make sure that we can tell everybody more about what the Veterans Ranch does. We really want people to understand what you do and the important part that you play when it comes to helping our veterans.
Well, thanks again for having me on here, Zach. Greatly appreciate it. And hello to everyone out there into the PAC podcast world. You know, the Veterans Ranch started in December of 2017 with the goal and mission of working with our veterans and their families to really get them to lay down heavy coats of burden, walk off a new and improved version of themselves, and the ultimate goal of getting down what we now have is an average of 35 a day veteran suicide problem. You know, we start that really simply by putting one of these simple things in your hand, and it's called a grooming brush. You know, we're just going to get you to start working a rhythmic motion of grooming that horse, building a bond of trust with an animal that's inherently born not to trust any of us. They're herd animals, they're pack animals. So they do great in packs. They don't do great by themselves. So the big key is you to learn about your horse to learn about you. And again, just get you to start laying down those heavy coats of burden, whatever that might be.
Horses, and you've said it many, many times that horses will take and they can feel a gnat on their ass. Well, one of the reasons why you're having such great success of this is that they can also feel the burden of a person when they jump on, and they can feel the relief as that burden's released, correct?
They absolutely can. You know, short version of a long story is we had a gentleman, he was active duty airman. We put him next to a Belgian, which for everybody out here that's not familiar with that size of horse, take a Budweiser Clydesdale and just barely shrink it down a little bit, and that's a Belgian. I'm 6'4". I'm looking at this horse's shoulders at eye level. The guy we put next to him was 5'5" with boots on. He's looking at ribs. He'd never been on a horse before. We found out he was from the Bronx, never even had a pet dog. You know, they were strays running through the neighborhood. We got him on the horse, got him out on a trail ride. An hour later, he was so excited. He got a Powerade and went back out on the second ride. We were kidding with him when he came back. We gave him a bag of frozen peas to take with him. And if you know, you know. we were kidding, seeing if he wanted to go on a third ride. He's like, no. But I tell you what that guy did is he was so excited. He was able to deploy back out to Okinawa and stick his chest out a little higher because he overcame a fear he didn't even know was a fear. His wife was in absolute tears because she couldn't figure out why she could never get him to go to a horse event with him. And now they know why, but now they can do another thing together that they didn't do before.
So it's not just there's a lot of discovery that can be done, and I think a lot of that. And correct me if I'm wrong here, but that's because if you go into a place, it's an animal, and you can really. Once again, I do this quite often with you, and I apologize, but it's kind of like being on a motorcycle when, you know, when I'm heading towards the mountains on a motorcycle, you get that feeling where it's you, the bike. Nothing else.
Nothing else matters. You tune out the world. I used to drag race, and I'd be that way when I'd get, when I'm in, the helmet's on, and you're getting ready to go down a quarter mile. It's you in that tree. That's not the guy next to you. It's you in the tree in your lane. I've had a lot of expensive hobbies in the day. I used to play hockey, and I was a goalie. It was me and that puck. Yeah. 6'4", 240 at the time, and fast and flexible. They thought they just put the big dude between the pipes to take up some space. So it was me and the dude in front of me that wanted to shoot this piece of vulcanized rubber at me at 90 plus miles an hour. You zone in, you tune out. Me personally, people know when I'm in a zone, I start to yawn, and they're like, "Are we boring you?" I'm like, "No, I'm in that zone." And my body naturally starts to yawn because I'm just there, right? I'm in that moment. And it is just absolutely amazing. Again, this simple grooming brush, and horse people out here watching this, they're sitting here going like this right now because they'll know I'm right. You forget about the world. Are you having a bad day? Go groom your horse for an hour. Go bathe your horse. And your horse is going to enjoy it, and you're going to feel a whole lot better when you get done.
Yeah. Where let's tell people about the needs of the Veterans Ranch.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot, but really it is connections. We are trying to, and when I say that, I mean we're trying to grow the advisory board. There are only 3 types of people we put on the advisory board. My wife and I are proud patriots. That means we are the 99%, like Zach, that support the 1% that said, I'll go, send me, protect and defend the Constitution, that wore the uniform. Okay. So the only people that are on the advisory board are veterans, Blue Star families, which are active duty military families, or our cherished Gold Star families that lost someone in combat. That's all that can get on the board. We're looking for aggressive go-getters, meaning people that don't mind asking for some cash, leveraging their network because they're on board and support what we're doing, and help us get our own piece of dirt. We run this out of our house right now, but right here where we're corporately based in Florida, we're looking at land, but it can disappear as fast as it gets listed because of just how great the real estate market is right now. A new program that we are starting, and we'll make the first announcement here today, is our affiliate ranch program. If you're a veteran and you own horses and you want to become us, reach out to us today, because we have a program now that can make you become us in any city in the country. We're actually going to launch our first one here shortly. They're signing the paperwork as we speak in St. Louis, Missouri. So overnight, we're going to be doubling our efforts and have the Veterans Ranch in St. Louis and the Veterans Ranch here in Lakeland, Florida.
I'm not positive on this, but I seem to think I might know somebody else who may be a good fit to work with you. It's probably the guy that I'm going to talk to here in a couple of minutes, Mr. because he's right there with you. They do a different type of PTSD training with horses, and I'm going to tell you something. His daughter is so good at it, and just watching her go is amazing, and knowing what she's been through and some of the issues that she's had. And I know that John and I were discussing the other day how she couldn't ride due to a health issue, and it was a negative experience, and
it is.
She really hated it. So,
yeah, I believe it or not, it's probably been 30 days since I've been on a horse, and I'm just kind of like, really? When are we doing something else here again? Because it drives me nuts. And obviously nonprofits as a whole run on donations. We apply for grants and things of that nature. A lot of people don't realize those aren't a guarantee. Someone has to read what you wrote and like it. We do get grants from time to time, but like, for example, I filled out one last October and I didn't find out until the end of March of 2022 that we got partial funding for that grant. We're very thankful for it, but you might go 4 to 6 months before you find out an answer on those. So it's really grassroots. It's you, the American public out there watching this. Right now we're doing Project 22,000. Okay, that is 22,000 people making at least a one-time donation of $22, and if you can afford it, $22 a month. So everybody that's got a calculator out there, if you just took 22,000 people doing a one-time donation of $22, that's a lot of money. We can make a big difference in the veteran community with that. Get our own piece of dirt, buy some horses, whatever. It's endless. The ripple effect will be enormous because right within 10 counties of where I sit right now are north of 400,000 veterans in the state of Florida. So we've got a great talent pool that we can pull from, and we're just asking for your help.
JR, and I'm going to backtrack a little bit here to where you were talking about the fundraising. There's a lot of people who sit there and they talk about going, you get this every time that, so-and-so from a nonprofit wants to talk to you, do this. Oh God, they're just going to ask for money. People actually, I think there's a lot of misconception out there that people think that we like asking for money. That's the worst part of what we do. I swear to God, if I never had to ask for another dime, I would be a happy individual. It would make my life so much better if we could just take and come up with ideas and genie them out there and poof, Here it is. The veterans ranch is up and running. I think the life would be so much better, not just for us, but for everybody. And
Yeah,
you know,
because you're right. I mean, you go to a chamber meeting or a Rotary Club meeting, you're a speaker, and they find out you're a nonprofit. They immediately start grabbing their wallet because they know you're going to ask for money. We have to do it. It's tougher some days than others, but the main thing that we really try and focus on is educating about the mission. Most people don't realize that a horse needs to see a dentist every 6 months to a year, just like we do. That they need to get their nails trimmed, get their hooves trimmed about every 6 weeks, just about like we do. You got to see a veterinarian at least once a year. If you're an older horse, probably about 20 years and up, that might be twice a year. So if people understand where the money goes, it makes asking for the money easier. If all we do is sit here and bludgeon people over the head with gimme, 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 and they don't know why and can't get emotionally attached to why, it does make our job very hard. But we pride ourselves in educating on the mission and where the money goes and what it's for. And then it makes people understand better and they're more willing to give.
well, and that's one of the reasons why, I asked that question for one simple reason. And is this a little bit grandstanding? Maybe. But, here at Community Pay It Forward, you are a mission partner with us. And anytime that you make a purchase with any of our partners that can be found on our website, communitypayitforward.us, just go to the fundraising family. And anytime you go and you shop with any of those, you can make a donation to J.R. Smith and the Veterans Ranch simply by turning in your proof of purchase to us and put the Veterans Ranch on your receipt. All you have to do is take and simply shop with our partners, turn in a receipt. You don't have to spend any additional money, not a penny more. Click it, click a picture, send it to us and say, we support J.R. Smith and the Veterans Ranch. And 80% of whatever comes to us goes directly to them to make sure that they're taking care of our wonderful veterans. One of the things the reason why we're all here, this little code right here is the most important thing of this night. Please make sure that you scan this little baby right here and order a great bottle of wine. We're going to be joined by, and I gave her the name earlier, so I'm going to stick to it. Here in just a little bit, we're going to be joined by the Grape Goddess and Stephanie Samos, and she's going to tell us a little bit more this. But JR, I wanted to take this opportunity to let you know that I've got some really good news for you, my friend. And that news is that I told you about a program that Mr. Z and I were working on when it comes to a dollar store. We have signed the paper, sir, and a portion of every sale from our dollar store, probably starting on Monday, will be coming to VCP, which means that this dollar store it's going to be the Community Dare to Care shop. And our tagline, and I think that you'll like this. All right, this is kind of the adult tagline, but it's the dollar store that cares a hell of a lot more. So that's like our tagline that we're going to go with right now. So,
yep,
but
like it.
I just want
Hey, what do we say, right? Do you give a buck? Do you give a buck about veterans? So it's the dollar store that gives a hell of a lot more. I love it.
So, but those papers are signed, my friend, and I just wanted to take this little moment to express to you that I am so proud that we're going to be raising money for VCP, the Veterans Ranch, and Project iHeart, and everybody else that joins us on VCP, because it's such an important mission. So
absolutely is, and we just love you to death out here on the East Coast. Everything you're doing, we all do it together, but it's like we all put in that little extra niche for each other that helps get each other over the top. Just can't say thank you enough. Thank you to One Hope Wines for what they're doing for us here for the month of May. It's just a great experience. Reach out to us, everyone out there, even if you're not a veteran, if you know a veteran that has a ranch that, wants to do something but didn't know how, you guys can partner up together, reach out to us. We want one of these bare minimum in all 50 states, because, you know, I mean, you got close to 5 million veterans just between Florida and Texas, about another million in Missouri. You know, keep multiplying that in much bigger, larger states. There's a lot of veterans we need to help. We're losing close to 13,000 plus a year that don't need to be gone, that need, you know, people need to know what they know. So reach out to us, help us out. If you want to get on the advisory board, there's a lot of things I could share with you on some individual one-on-ones, and look forward to speaking to y'all out there.
JR, how did they get a hold of you? Do you have a phone number that they can reach out and talk to you personally?
Absolutely. Website, theveteransranch.org. Phone number, there we go. Phone number, area code 863-815-5896. 863-815-5896. Please leave a message. As everybody can imagine these days, 9 times out of 10, that office number is forwarded to my cell phone. Spam city today, you know, car warranties and health insurance and whatnot.
Is your car warranty up too?
You know, and my car went out of warranty 11 years ago, but they're still trying to renew my warranty. So
I have a 1979 Datsun B210. Warranty for no.
So we ask, please leave us a message if we're not able to get to you, because I mean, you know, we are, you know, the joking one-arm wallpaper hangers here. You know, this is ran by myself, my wife, my dad, who's a Vietnam veteran. There's a lot going on at one point in time, and we don't want to miss your call. So please leave a message or shoot us an email, and we will get back to you. I was answering emails at midnight last night, so I will get back to you.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I cannot wait until we finally get to meet one-on-one.
Yes, sir.
And now I'm extremely excited because I really think that there could be a coalition here between both of our wonderful programs today, Veterans Ranch and the Martyred Angels. And I know that, you know, you two individually are two of my favorite people in the world. I just love you both with all my heart. You know, JR and John is one of my idols. You cannot hear his story and feel a little heartbreak, you know.
Yeah, you get a little allergy in your eye when you hear his story.
Yeah, it's tough. You read about Bladen, but I'm going to tell you something. Hearing that story about Bladen starting that bike, that is one of the stories that, you know, it makes you tear up and laugh at the same time.
It does.
You can picture John's face when that's going on, you know. So,
yeah, it's kind of like this.
Yeah, it's like, oh. So, but I want to thank you, my friend. We're going to keep trying. We've got another half a month to go. But as we told you last month, guess what? It doesn't stop there. See this right here? Anytime you purchase wines from One Hope Wine, you can now, from this moment on, say, we support the Veterans Ranch. Next time, if it's not till the end of May, maybe it's not until July. You want to celebrate July 4th. So you're going to order in June. You can say, I want to support the Veterans Ranch. They are now in the program. So anytime you buy One Hope Wines, you can support J.R. Smith, the Veterans Ranch, his wife and his father. So JR, my friend, my brother, thank you very much. Let's keep this up. Let's keep it going and keep the word sharing. Make sure that we do some good. God love what you do. God bless what you do. And thank you, my friend.
Thank you, brother. Greatly appreciate it.
Not a problem. That's J.R. Smith with the Veterans Ranch. We'll be right